What's up guys, in today's video we're going to be removing the rear subframe on a 350z. It's going to be really mucky, I know it's going to be really difficult, it's going to be crusty and rusty under there. I'm just going to come out and say it, all the tools I use in this video I would probably recommend getting, all the power tools, all the everything to make heat and all that sort of stuff, because this is not going to be an easy job. But let's get stuck in because it's going to be a long one.
The first step, as always, is to jack up the car, put the axle stands on the sills, and then take off both the rear wheels. We need to remove the exhaust. Now each exhaust brand may be a little bit different, but on the 350z there are 2 bolts here and a hanger in the middle and 2 at the back. Then once this is dropped, you can remove the back box. WD-40 does help with the rubber mounts to come off, but try not to smack the camera in the face when you're doing it. Now it's time to drop the W brace. I have an ultra racing one on, and I'd recommend switching out yours to a new one, as these can get very rusty over time if it's still the standard one. Use a breaker bar to slowly ease off the bolts, and then you can impact them off if you have one. Now it's time for the Driveline. It has 4 17mm bolts with a 17mm nut on the back. I start by marking it with some paint so I know where it came off. This isn't necessarily a thing you have to do, but I'm doing it anyway. Then it's easier to use an impact here, as there isn't really any way of stopping the Driveline from spinning when the car's in the air. And then you can take all 4 bolts out. The Driveline then may need a tap with a hammer or a lever with a crowbar, but it should come off, and then I'll just let it sit to one side. Now you can remove the handbrake cable. This was really hard to film. I'm really sorry I couldn't really get it on camera due to the space, but you need to remove the 12mm nut and unhook the cable, and then you can pull it out the end of the cable holder. Now onto the brake calipers. Undo the 17mm bolts on the back of the caliper, and then you can take a cable tie and tie them around the bracket of the hardline, and then these are out of the way. On the shock towers there's 2 17mm bolts holding them onto the actual subframe itself. I forgot to film this, but it is pretty self-explanatory. Now moving on to the kidney brackets, and I can't stress enough how rusty these can be. I've replaced mine before. I do have a video on the channel and I'll leave a link in the description before so you can see how to do it, but take your time with these. There's 2 14mm bolts at the front and they have a chance of breaking, and even worse, just spinning, so take your time. This is now all the ancillary stuff taken off, and we can actually now remove the subframe. But before we do that, I'm just cracking loose the diff, fill and drain screws, as this will be way easier on the car than it is on a bench. And now onto the rear crossmember. These are simply 2 14mm bolts in the middle, and then they connect to the main subframe using the nuts at the end. So jack up the subframe on the diff, but just let it take the weight of it. Now undo the 4 subframe nuts. These are 19mm and very rusty and tough to break loose. I'd recommend heating them up a lot first, then using a powerful impact, as this can stop them breaking. I've taken mine off before, so this isn't too difficult, but as you can see, they will get stuck on the threads still. And then remove this cross member. And then finally the two front 19mm on the kidney brackets, but be careful and catch the brackets as they drop off the car. You can then slowly release the jack and the subframe should drop slowly with it. You may find it gets a bit stuck on the threads, but just take your time and use a crowbar to pry it off at the different angles. You may need 1 or 2 people to help you guide it down off the threads, but eventually it will go and it will drop. Be careful not to lower it fully until you disconnect these 2 connectors for the Speedo traction control and the headlight levelling system. You can then pull it out from underneath the car and the job's all done.
So there we go guys, the rear subframe on the 350Z is removed. I haven't been lying to you in the voiceover of this video, that was a bit of a tough job, especially on the more rusty 350Z, let's say. Guys, I hope you found that video informative though. I definitely learned something, and going forward we're going to be doing a lot of work on this subframe because these bushes are naff and everything else needs changing, all the ball joints, all that lot, all that good stuff. A little bit of clean up. We're going to clean up underneath the car. It's not horrendous under there, but it definitely could do with a spruce up, but we'll do that in another video. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video, hope you found it informative. Yeah, like all the tools and that, I won't lie to you, you probably will need some heavy duty power tools, and this probably isn't for the faint hearted, this sort of job. So do it at your own risk. But yeah, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and I will see you in my next video. Keep enjoying your rusty, crusty, modified cars.